Hey everybody, Chris the old ass retro gamer here. No, I have not moved. I got a new desk and now my computer faces in a different direction, and what you are seeing behind me is actually what was normally on my right in the old videos, just out of sight of the cameras. But don't get used to it. It is going to change pretty soon. Guaranteed. But that's not what I'm here today for. What I am here today for is Top 3 Tuesday. And what is that? Michael B The Game Genie, who was one of the YouTubers I was watching back in 2013 that made me really want to get back into video game collecting, alongside Gamester81, EdT1138, Grimsy42, Pete Dorr, and Metal Jesus. Just made a new video, the first in a long time, where he was talking about his top 3 bad games that he actually enjoys. And he wanted other YouTubers to make video responses to it. I really enjoy the Game Genie's content, so I decided to participate. So here is my top 3 bad games that I actually enjoy. So if you've ever watched my channel before, you know that I'm a huge licensed game fan, or whore, depending on who you talk to. Being a filmmaker and a film fan, I'm naturally drawn to those types of games. I want to play my favorite movie in video game form if I can. Sometimes it doesn't pan out, sometimes it does. It's rare when it does, but luckily, I have a very high tolerance for crap.
Indeed.
The first one is a game I've talked about a couple of times on the channel, and this one is also based on a movie that nobody likes, but I have a special affinity for. Alien 3 for the Sega Genesis. It was developed by Probe and released by Arena, and it is a side-scrolling platforming action game where you play as Ripley, and your mission is to go around killing all the aliens you can find while rescuing all of the prisoners that have been cocooned in order to move on to the next stage, and at the end of 3 stages, you fight a boss. Wash, rinse, repeat, keep on doing that until the end of the game. It's amusing to me that the game makers decided to go against the rules set up by the movie, where there were no guns anywhere on the planet to be found to help fight the alien. And in this game, you start off with not only a machine gun, but a flamethrower and a grenade launcher and grenades. And where there was only one alien in the movie, there are now thousands. It wouldn't be much of a game if there was only one alien running around, so I understand that changes needed to be made to make it work. But the gameplay is fun. It is extremely difficult. I mean, this is a very, very hard game, especially in the later levels. I mean, it is like, you want to punch somebody in the throat hard. The graphics are really nice and colorful. The designs of everything are really cool, so the art direction of the game is really nice. And the thing that I really, really dig about it, the music is phenomenal. But a lot of people just assume that since they think the movie is bad, they think the game is automatically gonna be bad too. If you're willing to give it a chance, I highly recommend it. And I talked about this next game in my rad Star Wars games video, but this too is also a game that a lot of people just can't stand. It came from the early days of this console. It has a stigma about it. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. Yes, the graphics do not hold up, like, at all, and the controls are very loose and the jumping is very floaty. And it is based on a book that I think is just absolutely god-awful. But once you get used to looking at the crappy graphics and get used to the control scheme, it turns out to be a very, very fun game. Lots of different gameplay styles. The majority of the game is a 3D shooter, kind of like Mario 64, but with a pistol. There's also vehicle levels. There's one where you're flying around on a speeder bike. There's one where you are flying Dash Rendar's Millennium Falcon ripoff. And there's also the mandatory snow speeder AT-AT battle, which this game started in every single game based on Star Wars that came out after it had to emulate. It grows on you, and it is super fun. And out of all of the Nintendo 64 games that I have in my library, which aren't much because I cannot stand the Nintendo 64, this is the only one I'm constantly coming back to. And because it didn't age very well, people are willing to just brush it aside in favor of newer, nicer looking games. This still holds up in my eyes. And like I said, I do find myself coming back to it a lot. And it doesn't hurt that the music is taken not only from some of the other Star Wars movies, but also Joel McNeely's score for Shadows of the Empire, which was a composed music score for a book.
What?
I know it was weird, but I picked it up back in the day and I fell in love with it. It's awesome music, and a lot of it is sampled here. One of my favorite Star Wars games out there that nobody likes. And the last game I know I'm going to get some crap for because it is widely renowned as one of the worst games out there, but I just have this nostalgic attachment to it for some reason, and I can't explain it because even I know it is bad in pretty much every conceivable way. But I enjoy it. Total Recall for the Nintendo.
I told you that bitch crazy!
Don't ask me why. I realize that the control is poop, and the graphics look like garbage, and the music is annoying, and sometimes you just have absolutely no clue what you need to be doing in this game to move on to the next area. But it does recreate the film very well. You do go through all the different locales from the film. You're playing as Arnie, going around punching people in the face, lots of really clumsy platforming, and the difficulty is like way up there. I mean, it's almost like prohibitively difficult at times. And plus, like I said, the vagueness of what you need to be doing at any point in the game usually is a hindrance. Well, that was what Nintendo Power was for back in the day, people. I know we don't have that anymore, but there's this thing called the interwebs.
What the fuck is the internet?
Regardless of how bad it is, and even though I rented this game non-stop when I was a kid, I wanted to beat it. I don't know why. Every fiber of my being was saying, Chris, this game is crap. Why are you still playing it? But I just couldn't put it down. But the truth of it is, I love B movies. It is like so bad it's enjoyable. Well, this is the equivalent of a B movie to me in video game form. It has no real redeeming qualities, but I just can't help but enjoy it. It's one of those things that's just really hard to explain. I know I'm probably alone in this, but it's me. So those are my top 3 bad games that I enjoy for Michael B The Game Genie's Top 3 Tuesday. I encourage you as well to make a Top 3 Tuesday video on this topic. If you can, I will leave the link to his original video below in the description. And if you do decide to make your own video, leave the link in the comments on his video. And he said he was going to look through all of them and pick which one of them was his favorite, which is kind of cool. You might get a little bit of exposure on YouTube. Why not? So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, share it on the social media. Leave any and all comments in the section below. And above all, give my channel a subscribe. It's just one button click, boop, and you're in the world of the old-ass retro gamer. No regrets.
You know what I'm saying?
So until next time, I'm Chris, the old-ass retro gamer, signing off.